as you said, a little late.
Interesting story in the Daily Beast this morning by our friend Josh Rogan, talking about how Hillary Clinton, when she was Secretary of State, refused to brand this Islamic terrorist group Boko Haram as terrorists. Why? Why the reluctance?
Well, look, the administration is quick to point out they labeled it a terrorist organization in November of 2013 under Secretary of State John Kerry, but it's not a black and white issue. I mean, some of the concerns, as Josh Rogan points out, had to do with, whether or not they wanted to elevate Boko Haram to that status, that they didn't necessarily think that it posed the kinds of threats abroad that would hurt U.S. interests.
There's also concern, Nia, about whether the government of Nigeria, which is not exactly winning any good government awards these days, whether they would use this designation to crack down on people that had nothing to do with Boko Haram.
That's right, and you saw the Nigerian government actually raiding Boko Haram. They killed a bunch of civilians. This was in, I believe, in 2009, after Boko Haram had really unleashed a spate of violence. So I think this goes back to the whole idea of hard choices, which of course is the book that Hillary Clinton is coming out with next week. It isn't black and white. It is complicated by all of these factors that it's not easy to just make a speech about.
Members of Congress pointing out, here's a letter from a couple of them in 2012, that they had been urging Secretary Clinton to do this.
And look, this is just what she's going to have to keep confronting as she runs for president, her record as Secretary of State and how it plays into current events in the daily news cycle.
Speaking of her record as Secretary of State,